on all your achievements that have led you here to this meaningful moment in your lives. I have several of those meaningful moments to talk with you. So I've decided that I'm going to pick 6 tips for you to have the best time in middle school. So here we go. The first one that I really suggest to each and every one of you is to decide now how it's going to end. And when I say that, I mean how is your middle school going to end? As you begin your journey toward middle school, wouldn't it be helpful to have a map? Maps are useful tools, but the things about maps is they're most helpful when you know where you want to end up. So although you sit before me as very soon to be 6th graders, I'll ask you to spend some time this summer thinking less about the beginning of middle school and more about the end. What kind of person do you want to be when your 3 years are over? What kind of experiences do you want to have had? How would you like to be described at your 8th grade celebration? Successful, creative, kind, thoughtful, persevering, fair? Do you want to have been on a team or in a club? Once you know where you want to end up, it's much easier to get there. Write down your goals for middle school and with the support of your family and friends and teachers, but mostly powered by your own strength, will, and determination. You will get there. The second piece of advice would be to find your why. What do you do really well? Take a second right now and get a memory in your head of you being very good at something. When you're good at something, you might think the most important thing you can do is practice what it takes that makes you so impressive. Let's say you're a soccer star. Maybe you spend hours every day running to improve your time, or kicking to improve your aim, stretching to improve your flexibility, or juggling to improve your balance. With all that training for precision and skill, you could easily be fooled into believing that how you play soccer is the most important ingredient of your success. After all, what can guarantee success more than developing your how factor so that your skills outshine those around you? But there's one thing, and it's your why. More important, how do you do it so well? Whether it's soccer, math, teaching, childcare, physics, baking, banking, more important, how do you do that thing so well, and why do you do it at all? Because your why is going to get you up every morning at 5 a.m. for morning practices, and you. When you're exhausted and cold, your why is what's going to push you through practice in pouring rain. Your why is what you're here instead of the careless criticism of a coach, or the thoughtless insult of a friend, or the creeping of your own self-doubt. In those moments when you're most fragile, you don't think about how you do what you do, it's why you do it. So as you enter middle school, begin to think more about why you do something and not how you're going to do it well. The third thing is keep your friendship eggs in different baskets. This is a really important thing. I think you guys all need to really listen to this part if you're tuning me out at all. You've heard the saying, don't keep your eggs all in one basket. Imagine me on a bike riding down a peaceful road on a lovely day with a basket of fresh eggs. The sun is shining, you're whistling, and all of a sudden a rock just happens to cross your path. And of course, all the raw eggs, once you fall, are going to fly everywhere. Friendships are like those eggs. They are very fragile, and I think you guys already know that. Limiting yourself to one set of friends is like keeping all your eggs in one basket. If your friends are all in the same clique, when any one of you hit a bump in the road, you all get covered in the mess. So stay in touch with friends from elementary school, make time for neighborhood friends, connect with people on your sports teams, and most importantly, please branch out next year at your new school to make friends from different social groups. This is going to ensure that you have many more places to go when things get bumpy or messy. Fourth thing, build good social karma. Karma is the idea that when you put into the world, you get back. You put nice, you get nice. You put mean, you get mean back. No doubt in middle school, at some point, someone will try to wrap you up in a nest of gossip and bad influence. It will happen, it already has. Avoid getting involved in other people's drama. You can build good social karma by expressing empathy for someone who is upset, as in that must have been an awful situation, or I can just imagine how bad you feel. But not taking sides. She did that to you? Or I hate her for you. I won't talk to her at lunch. Does any of that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. When your focus is on giving empathy and not serving up revenge or retaliation, you keep yourself free of social payback and develop a reputation that's trustworthy. Parents, I encourage you to do that similar thing. When your child comes home from school and reports, "You won't believe what so-and-so said," remember empathy first. As parents, it is your instinct to solve the problem, to identify those teachable moments, and to give our kids the tools they need to face those challenges. But first things first, that must have been hard always comes before what are you going to do about it. Number 5 is try hard. I cannot believe we're doing this already. Try hard. A psychologist from Columbia University studied 400 fifth graders. She gave them each a puzzle to solve, and to half the kids she said, "You did well, you must be smart at this." To the other half, she said, "You did well, you must have worked hard at this." Then she gave the kids another set of puzzles to work on, but this time she gave them a choice between an easy puzzle and a hard puzzle. 90% of the kids who were complimented for being hard workers chose the harder puzzle, which gave them the opportunity to learn. So most of the kids from the group that was called smart chose the easy one because they were afraid of taking that challenge. So if I do anything, I challenge you to try hard. Because when you go to middle school, you're going to need to work hard, you're going to need to try, and you're going to need to take risks. Honestly, in middle school and beyond for the rest of your life, from your teachers to your eventual boss. Have you guys heard me talk about a boss? Yeah. Yeah, I know. People will be less and less impressed with your intelligence and more impressed with your commitment to work hard. In fact, starting today, forget about your grades in elementary school. Some of you are probably like, in middle school, you are the kid who's going to love a challenge. You are a kid that will always work hard. So my last piece of advice